everybody, Movie Fan Z here. So the next movie review I'm going to have for you is the next entry in the James Bond franchise for me, and that is 1964's Goldfinger. So before I start, if this is a movie that you are interested in, don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more content like this. But let's get into this. So, this movie came out in 1964, and it's the third Sean Connery Bond movie after Dr. No and From Russia with Love. And this movie is directed by Guy Hamilton. And the plot is that while investigating a smuggling operation by a gold magnate by the name of Goldfinger, James Bond uncovers a plot to destroy and contaminate the gold reserve for Fort Knox. So, like I said, Sean Connery returns as James Bond, and the villain Goldfinger is played by Gert Frobe. You have his henchman, Oddjob, played by Harold Sakata. And you have his pilot, but also like the main Bond girl of this movie, which is Pussy Galore, played by Honor Blackman. So, let's get into this movie. I will say, I have now seen 5 James Bond movies, and this is my favorite of the 5, and definitely my favorite of the 3 Sean Connery so far. And, again, it still has some issues, but it did a lot better in this one. Let's start with the positives. I think you have great villains in Oddjob and Goldfinger, mainly because you give them some substance and you give them some depth and you make them interesting. Along with that, their plan with Fort Knox and all of the details that they have kind of is interesting. And it's like it makes you want to watch more to see if that plan will go through. Along with that, I think this is Sean Connery's best performance as Bond so far that I've seen. And this franchise is known for gadgets, and you get a couple scenes with the various gadgets, and at least with this one, you've expanded the number of gadgets and their uses. So I thought that was kind of cool. But like I said, this movie still has some faults to it. Just like with the other movies I've seen, the acting isn't great. There are times with everybody that it's very stiff and it seems kind of forced. There's still some times where it looks like they don't know that they're actually there. Second fault, and I was not expecting this from this movie, but there are some cheesy lines and some cheesy situations that, to me, kind of took me out of the moment at those times. I was able to get right back in, but it kind of took me out for a second. And then, finally, with the mission at first, it was hard to understand what was the mission or what was the plan, because it just seemed like a lot of gibberish. But overall, like I said, this was a solid outing for a James Bond movie for my viewing. So I'm going to give this movie a 3.5 out of 5. And again, if you like my reviews and my content, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more videos. Also, if you have any suggestions for movies that you would like me to review, share those down in the comments below. But this was my review for 1964's Goldfinger. Come back next time for another review. This is Movie Fanzy signing off. Have a good night.